are back for another episode. We're to learn, laugh, have fun. Most importantly, we're to drink. I'm Aaron, this is G, and this is
Quality Drinking.
Who we got, man?
We got somebody that's not special, but very unique. We done came downtown for the first time on Quality Drinking. You know, the man, we in his storefront.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all the way done. You know what I'm saying? But I like the industrial look. It's a good look for you. We got all accents, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes footage. We got my man TVCHE locked in the building. We got my man. It's love, it's all blessing. You all
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to be in the hood, nigga.
We here. Let me explain the rules to you. You got 5 rounds. Each round is 7 minutes. If you can make it through all 5 rounds, we got a speed round. Lights gonna cut off, it's gonna be 10 this or that questions. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. You're gonna get the first spin, right? Get the first spin, it's a tradition. Spin that way, let it go. Whatever way you go, that's where we gotta go for all 5 rounds. Now you're in the middle now. Which one? Crown apple bumble, which one? I know that's your shit right now.
Let's go first. Get him out the way. He kind of. Nigga trying to duck and dodge. Hey, come on, man. Let's go, man.
Who's TVCHE?
Who is TVCHE?
Who is it?
Alright, so look. That's fine. We landed on Wayne and everything.
That's on Wayne, man. That's on Wayne.
So that was basically like an inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Inspiration as a kid. And just because he used the word TVCHE as his artistry for music, I kind of just somewhat did the same thing with the art and just like clothes and fashion design and shit like that. So it just was basically like, I don't know, it just inherited that. I felt like he was the rawest and the first, like somewhat, talent from the city. So that's how I kind of came up with TVCHE. But then made a little Instagram and used the V instead of U, and that's how I like TVCHE. So that's why I like TVCHE and TVCHE.
Right.
And then all the other names and shit just come from my cousins and them and shit like that.
Right.
Growing up.
Yeah, good.
Growing up, all right, we talk a lot about people inspiration. You know, people got a lot of inspiration as far as your era would be for us, your hot boss, cash money, no limit. Who growing up in the city as far as push you, even if it's not a rapper or a musician, who pushed you to take it to the next level mentally as far as physically, both ways and aspect of life?
Well, I ain't gonna really say like an actual person for any. It was just kind of like, being without and wanting to have shit that you just like seen, really on the outskirts of home. But if I had to say like somebody that really was like that, it would be on the artistry side. It would be B Mike, the dude who do the art. Just because like he just like me, you know what I'm saying? Like come from a hood. Got his own lane, and like nobody can't really judge him for being a street dude, but still, you know what I'm saying, do his creative stuff. So that was probably one of the people that really inspired me. And then just physically, like football would be like the only thing as far as like my aggression. Like that was sports and shit. That was the only thing that inspired me as far as like getting my aggression up. So if you think about a lot of my clothes, it's really like it'll be like somewhat humble but aggressive. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, that was inspiring for real.
Staying with football, what made you stop playing football? You played in college, right?
Yeah, I did, but only thing that made me stop playing was, it was just felt like I left a good program for like with sports, and then went to a college where they didn't really like care for the players and stuff, like our best interest. So I kind of like committed to a school that they kind of like lied to me about my profession. Like I wanted to do art and like architecture and shit like that. But when I got there, they didn't have nothing. So I tried to go do art. They didn't have no art, nothing that I really like to do. So I left playing football from there. I felt like if I was at that small school, I went to Alcorn State. So I felt like I had to play all 4 years to make it to the NFL. And then that was always one of like those things I had with my mom. She was like, you in control of your own destiny. And at that point when I was at school, I just felt like somebody else was in control of my destiny by not letting me fully maximize my potential and care for me like it was supposed to, you know what I'm saying? A kid leaving from the hood, coming in the middle of nowhere, got to fend for itself, you know what I'm saying? So I just kind of felt like I had to control my own destiny, so I kind of created my own path, became an entrepreneur.
I know that you're a wing guy. You love wings, you love chicken wings. When it comes to wings, when it comes to just restaurants in the city, what's the spot that you recommend for as a restaurant when any friend or guy that come into the city?
For wings?
The first time, for food period. If it is a wings, just food period. What do you shoot them to? That is a spot that you gotta sit down and come.
I mean,
first time to know.
If you come in order to be realistic, like to be complete, I would say Leo's for the soul food and shit, and then you could go to Larry stuff if you want to be like for the youth and just how you want to put your nice clothes on and shit like that. You want just when you want to be in the light, then you go by Larry. But as far as like coming here to eat for real, I just say Leo's if you want to try that. Go to like Cajuns, any of the hood spots, but you don't have to really like.
Hood spots.
Yeah, the hood spots for real, but the hood spots really hit. But that's the only thing. Like you have to get with somebody that you know here to get to go to the little hood spots and shit. But I say that's probably the most known to Neos and Moros.
Sure.
So if you wasn't designing clothes, what else do you feel like you'd be into?
But hey, I got the family I grew up in, man. I'll be doing the shit they do. Yeah, like I'll be doing the shit they do if I ain't do this shit. But yeah, to be honest, I'd probably be doing the shit they doing. But I appreciate my mama though for a lot though, cause she kind of like did a good job at manipulating me like that. If I did this, the world gonna end. Like if I did something bad, the world gonna end for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do this, you done. Like you know what I'm saying? She did a good job at parenting. Like I could always say that she did a really good job. Like you know what I'm saying? Like high school.
Salute to mom, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's over. Yeah. But my mom, son, she really did a good job at it.
Keeping you straight.
Yeah, real talk. And shit, if anybody else, everybody who watching this, bro, shit, bro, listen to your mom, man, real talk. They know.
I want to go back, let's take it back to your coming of age moment. Before you was with AK, before you was with Larry, what was the story that stood out the most, to torture you the most, that you could always remember back and say, if I was famous, this is the story that I always remember?
Damn, that's a good question. About you saying just in general about myself, like, shit, I can tell y'all like something, like not really, I mean, fuck, going through Katrina and shit.
Powerful.
Yeah, like, that would be one, because shit, I stayed on the bridge for like 2 days and shit. Like, I really was here. I was a Katrina baby for sure. So like, I was probably like 12. So like, yeah, we're gonna be something like being able to like withstand that adversity and continue to do shit, because to continue to go and try to be successful when I had so many like distractions to easily put me back into it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I Katrina for sure. Yeah, that was like 12. That's in the middle of 12, 13. That's like really in the middle of we finding guns and shit. Yeah. You finding guns, you doing all type of shit. And then we moved to Houston. You know what I'm saying? So you get to Houston, it's Wallace versus some other people and shit.
That's how it went. We're at the bottom. You made it through the first round, man. It gets tougher and tougher.
How you feeling?
How you feeling? Because I'm going to get this spin. You know what I'm saying? By everybody.
I'm good, man.
All right, man.
I fuck with Wayne, man.
It's all like he won't throw in the towel now.
Ma, you think you want to do the job?
Water Martell. We landed on Martell. Everybody leads you. We landed on Martell. This is the choice for this round. Let's go. Let's go.
Talk about you having all the resources at your hand, but you saying, you know what, I can still figure this out and do it myself.
Yeah, bro. I legit, we legit got a bunch of resources. Like, I ain't gonna lie, we came up, like, we kind of blessed on some shit. Like, I ain't gonna say even though we came up kind of hard, like, I got a cousin that made it to the league and shit like that. And then he always put me around, like, I was always able to see outside New Orleans, like, for the average, like, person my age, they couldn't really, like, you know what I'm saying? I was in Kansas City at 18, 19. I was traveling to different cities every other week, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, so my cousin, I mean, he kind of did his best. Like, if I had to, like, thank anybody else, it would be him too for, like, pulling me out of my, 18. You know what I'm saying? I'm out 18, back at home in New Orleans, and after college, you know what type of shit going on after that. So for him to just take me in, he was young. He like 20. He was about 24, 25. So him trying to take a 19-year-old in who trying to start a different type of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's cool for him. Like for them able to do that. So I don't know. That shit be making me. That shit get me kind of like, you know, in my feelings and shit. But yeah. By me having been around him and shit like that, I was able to meet a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of athletes, you know, and that was one of the biggest things I wanted to stay in tune with, was being around athletes and shit, just because I played sports and was doing clothes and shit. So yeah, bro. So I mean, we have a lot, like I said, we got a lot of resources and shit, but we still like, they still making us get out the mud. You feel me? Yeah. So. And I respect them for that, so the
salute to the respect, bro.
Yeah.
We do a lot of salutes if you didn't know it. A lot of real shit on QB. You gotta drink, you can't put this bitch down.
Come on, man. You think about you traveling with your cousin, that help with your creative side, seeing shit outside of New Orleans?
Yeah, cause look, to be honest, that little logo, like a little ghost logo, that came from like Shake Shack. That was like basically like a Shake Shack burger logo, the
Yeah.
So if I ain't never just travel and go to LA or go any other place, Shake Shack just got here fucking 6 months ago. So, you know what, traveling just period, like basically helped me. I created a bunch of collections from the hood to Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. When I went to Hollywood, I was able to see a bunch of shit that I never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Did a lot of shit I never did before, you know what I'm saying? 8 places I never ate. So, I mean, yeah, so, yeah, with that, like, traveling, meeting people, good relationships, good everything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm able to just come back home, take it home, and kind of, like, put our seasoning on everything that I've, you know, seen, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we doing, that's what Made in the Hood really about to be, because they got a hood everywhere.
Everywhere in the hood,
Yeah.
Speaking on that topic, a guy that brands itself, that calls itself Made in the Hood, can you tell the people that's not from New Orleans, what part of the city are you from, and what made you and influence you to come up with that name?
Alright, so I'm from the 7th Ward. I'm off like, I'm not from the project, I'm not from like the St. Bernard, I'm from like the streets, like the blocks and shit, so, but I'm close to the French Quarters. That's why French Quarters is somewhat like second home, but yeah, I grew up in the 7th Ward, that little square, like if you familiar with D's and Squiddy, that's another place you go.
I heard that.
Back to my dog D's and Squiddy, yeah. So he in that area, so that's where I kind of grew up, in 7th Ward, and then Made in the Hood basically just came about like, it's basically the origin of what we created. You know what I'm saying? I might get this shit made somewhere else, but where the original idea come from is from the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's what. So basically, Made in the Hood everywhere. You don't even gotta be from the hood, but you know somebody that in some shape, form, or fashion from the hood and had a struggle. So fuck, Made in the Hood, like you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how we made that up. So it just came from basically like an origin from. What we made this shit at.
Nah, let's talk about this. You got the Ghost logo. How did that come about?
All right, the Ghost. All right, so the same for the Ghost. Like the Ghost, I kind of like find inspiration in other people. So I use the Ghost as like, you know, the Ghost always chasing the Pac-Man. So the Ghost would be, to me, I'm a big fan of Meek Mill. So it's like. He a dream chaser, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I can't bite off the dream chaser.
We do it over here a lot, man.
drinking too.
They're behind the scenes, you be getting there too, man. Don't be acting bad. You're a fan of me, right?
I'm a big fan of Meek Mill.
Shout out
Shout out to Blood, man. Shout out to Blood, man. But I'm a fan of him, so that's where the ghosts come from, chasing the pack, but the ghost is basically like just chasing the pack, so it's a dream chase. It's just chasing whatever it is, it's chasing forever. The Pac-Man game on end. And then the artistry of it is Chris Brown. Chris Brown drew those regular little monsters, but he created teeth and big eyes and different shit. He did that shit in his house and shit. So I was fucking with that. So I combined the boat. That's what I did. So I combined the boat and made a ghost. And then that's how that. And then it evolved. It just evolved like the Apple logo too. So it just became that, and then it just transformed into this other one, to Shake Shack. So I mean to the yeah. So that's how it goes.
I see that your girl is your number one model and supporter. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her. She's your number one supporter. Now we see a lot of brands, they do that or they don't do that. Is that just a marketing tool saying, look, it's my girl, you know, fuck it. I'm just let her wear everything, fuck paying a model, fuck doing this. Is it more like, look, that's my girl, let her do it, you know what I'm saying? And how is that? Is that a marketing tool or just
I mean, it's really, it's both.
Mm-hmm.
It's both because, fuck, I could basically like, be right there and dress it and be like, man, this is how I want it to look right here. But we still, it's a lot of shit that she got that we don't give to other people too. So it's just fire shit like that too.
One piece.
That's the marketing side of it. Like,
yeah, that's the marketing side. Yeah, the one was.
And she can put the shit on. You know what I'm saying? But if she wasn't bad, then I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put this shit on. I would get somebody.
That's real shit, man.
But she bad.
What you love? Shout out to white girl already. Shout out to white girl.
Man, do that shit. So
that's real shit.
I like to put that shit on. So
that's real shit. Nah, we might as well wrap this round up.
how you feeling?
How you feeling right now? Scale from 1 to 10 on that spectrum.
Where you at? How y'all feel? I'm good. I'm fucking good.
Tapping the
Man,
chest.
good.
Let's get aggressive.
Come on, you
Every
got
person
good.
show what they go.
Man, blood in here, man. I'm in
going out all the
Slack.
days now.
What do you got?
You ready?
Good, make that.
Oh, he's bumping. He's spinning with me.
This is Bumbo. Bumbo. Bumbo.
What?
Let's go, man.
Bum bum beat 'em. Bum. It is, I think it's like, he trying to, Marley, he getting bigger with the pores. Don't shoot him.
I don't shoot. Now I see that, let's talk about AK. I see that you're in a lot of pictures of AK from the beginning to the end. How have he motivated you on the camera and off the camera? What is those conversations like that we don't see one-on-one? In the office, behind the scenes.
All right, fair. Shit, how I met him kinda, it was basically through relationships and shit with my cousin. If I would have never been in Kansas City with my cousin, I would have never met Eric Berry. Yeah, Eric Berry.
Shout out to E.
Yeah,
Shout out to E.
my dog beat cancer, my dog strong one. He a real one, he a real one, son. Eric Berry. But he went to Tennessee. Elvin went to Tennessee. But Elvin was in school with his little brothers. He got twins. Eric Berry got 2 little twin brothers. So I was sending shit to them that I was making custom and shit. I was sending to them. So when I was sending that shit to them, that boy AK seen that shit. This the year they was like, they went 5-0. They had all the 5, well, they started off 5-0. They had all the 5, like the comeback games. They had like 4-5 comeback games when they were winning. So I had, that boy, he Melvin was like, he fucking with this shit. That's how I met him off of that. Then, well, I drafted him. Shit was just
What a
crazy.
coincidence. Like, how the universe work?
So anyway, that boy, when he do get here, that boy like, I just hit that boy like, look man, congratulations, that's crazy that you got here. Yeah, it's lit. So bang, so he get geared all up and shit. I don't hear for that boy like, that's one thing about that boy. That boy is really an anti-social motherfucker. Like that boy do not talk to you, but he's your friend, but he don't talk to you. He just gonna be late, like he'll just like right now. We had an interview with him. He was like, oh fuck, let me call, tell him to come. Like he just that type of nigga, but. He got here October, well, it was about mid-season. They was like 0-2, 0-3 his first year, 2017. And boy called me like, hey bro, where you at? Come, man, when I can go ahead to go to the club, come fuck me, go to the club. I'm like, boy, I'm in DC. He like, what you doing out there? Like, I'm fashion and shit. He like,
Work.
that boy really moving and doing his own shit already. But I think what, me, Ma, all us was gone. We was out. Yeah, I mean, all my friends was gone. We was in DC, so we used to do this little fashion show in Howard. So that's what we was doing at Howard University. I did like 5 years with them, last 5 years, but so that's what we did. So when I get back, I wind up going to the club, met that boy at the club and shit, trying to go to the club. He done bottle him, whole bottle, trying to get me to come in the section. We didn't do the focus, the section and shit, the fruity, cause you know how that shit is. Them boys were tripping and shit. So, but as far as like his conversation behind the camera, man, I do really like real inspiration as far as like for him to be so young and and like innovative, not only innovative but like business savvy. Dude really business savvy. Like he really an entrepreneur. He really like, you gonna learn a lot from that boy. And another thing, like genuinely, like if you ain't genuine, like that boy gonna pick you out from the fall. Man, I ain't fucking with him no more. He just don't got genuine, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So That's one thing about that boy behind the scenes. Like, yeah,
That's one thing you learn.
yeah, his vibe and shit. He African, so his mom and all them shit.
They want that shit. They pick it
Yeah.
up quick.
Vibes, yeah.
Let me ask you this now. You stuck on the island by yourself. You got a bottle of Clico. You got your sewing machine. What's one TV show and one movie that you gotta stick with for a whole week straight that you're just gonna repeat and rewatch? TV show or movie? You gotta pick
A
one.
TV show.
And a movie. Yep.
I mean, I'll pick Power.
Wow.
Not.
Salute to Amari Hardwick.
Yeah, shout out.
You reached out to us, Amari. You reached. Come on, come on, man. You come to New York and make it
I
happen.
got that goes too.
But yeah, thanks. I like Power because that shit just. I don't know, son. I just like the whole composure of that shit. Like that show is real composure. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have composure. So that's why I fuck with that. But
TV show.
That's a TV show. Movie. I had to watch every time. Damn. Let me see if I'm gonna be. Do I like to be happy or what I like to be?
You got 1 week. So you gotta rewatch this.
That's what I'm saying. Would I want to be happy the whole
Probably like
time?
7 seasons. So.
Yeah, you can rewatch a TV show.
Nah, but you
Movie
said I'm
though?
stuck on there with the movie and I watch Belly.
Really?
Why?
Just because, man, it's like.
I'm about to drop a dime.
No, real talk. No, real. It's just really like, I don't know. It's just really like, I don't know, bro. Shit just grimy. That bitch is fire. Then it's just like, it's just like you learn as he got older and shit. That boy learned. Like even getting fucked up and getting caught up and just about to do something he didn't want to do and shit. He was like, he still came to his sense. He kept his composure. Like I'm a composed person. Like I'm a composed person. So it's like I always like fucking. I'm thinking about my thought. Like I'm thinking about anything I decide to do. I've thought about it already. You know what I'm saying?
Sticking to you having that thought process, right? When you designing clothes and concepts and stuff,
Oh yeah, let me see the time. Huh?
how do you and your crew?
Yeah. Oh, this nigga ain't playing.
Oh, he ain't playing. Oh, yeah.
That's gonna come back to affect you about
It's a
10,
hard
15 more minutes.
Yeah.
We didn't see this too many times, T, man. You shouldn't have done that.
He aggressive stuff.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sticking with your thought process, how does you and your team come up with a concept? Do y'all vote on it, or do you got the real friends that say, nah, B, that's not it?
I don't really make a lot of that ain't it shit. I just give them like options. You know what I'm saying? I don't really make a lot of that. But I'm just saying I just give them options and shit. Basically, I make something just colorway pattern and send out color patterns. And I've already made my mind up, but I just be like here with my girl and my partners haven't seen already. You know what I'm saying?
So you
So I might it might change. Yeah. I don't really got a real big, don't got a real big ass team. I send that shit to I send that shit to, you know, some of my friends out of town, you know, just other athletes and shit. I send that shit to them, what y'all think? Get their little reviews about how they look at shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But I really just stick to the script. We kind of keep this shit in house.
That's the best view. That's the best view.
So like this, even the store shit, like, you know what I'm saying? They got some.
Beautiful, man.
Got some ideas and shit from people and just kind of like what y'all think.
Beautiful. You came up with that all white look, or was it just
The all white just kind of give you that clean canvas, but you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Sure.
How you feeling?
How you feeling right now? Like we at the bottom of the.
Man, go
Is
get
it the
some.
third or is the fourth?
It's the third. Man, go get
This about to be the third?
No, it's about to be the fourth.
I'm about to say that.
He don't even know.
You right. I know that.
Throw the towel in, man. Yeah.
Don't tell me.
I'm looking like you.
But I can't.
Man, hey, look, check it out. Is y'all getting shots backed up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even drinking. Hey, it's the crowd. Put the fucking grandma on them motherfuckers. They looking like they fucking lost that cup, man.
Chill. When we make it to round 5, at the round what?
Hey, when we put the round on.
Look.
I'm fucked up.
You gonna zoom in on them.
Look, I like the crowd feel. You know what I'm saying? We do this a lot. It's different right now, though, man. It's the top of the fourth, man. We done made it here.
2.
You almost there. You got one more left.
Oh, one more?
I'ma hold my glass up. You hold your glass up. This your final spin. Make it count. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Give me some motherfucking Crown Apple.
Yeah, wow. What the fuck is that? Crown fucking apple. Let's go, man.
Y'all wanted that shit anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Brad,
It's
shit.
just a blessing.
I was trying to bomb beat them boys.
Yeah. Nah, fuck it.
I'm trying to leave that
Nah,
boy.
fuck it. Alright, fuck get what he want. Fuck it. This the first time ever. Let me tell you.
Bomb.
The 30 motherfuckers that's about to hit our DM up, that came on this motherfucker when we back because we We changed the rules. We let you hit this dog move. And it landed on Crown.
But he want
We about to give you this dog move.
I just fuck with the crowd.
No, he trying to do the safety net. Give him the fucking.
We gonna get him. Nah, fuck that. Cause bitch, you about to get lit. You were talking about you were going to dinner after. Nah, fuck that. We gotta treat you like knick-knack paddywhack. He killed the whole fucking.
He killed the whole bottle by himself.
Let me see if you can test him for 7 minutes. Go ahead. Let's
What has been the most? Oh, he's standing up for no reason. Where you going?
Where you going? Can't go nowhere.
Yeah, man.
Fuck you going at, boy? You here for 7 more rounds, bitch. Let's go.
You don't even know where to cut back. You
Yeah,
cut.
come on, go ahead. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Extra round the whole time.
What has been your favorite part of being a fashion designer?
Favorite part? Being the person that kind of set the standard. Cause like, you know, with music and shit, like it's the same, kind of same entertainment. So it's basically like I'm the first to be able to set the standard for what's next. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what colors we should be doing? Shit like that. So we basically set the standard. We basically create a playing field. Cause everything I do is gonna be, next week, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks, a year from now, you gotta catch up.
So saying that, how important is it for you to stay ahead of the curve?
I mean, to be honest, bro, like we kind of create our own like destination. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we find inspiration in what we like and what we going through in life. Well, me personally, because I'm kind of like a creative designer, you know, everything right now. So I kind of like find like whatever I be going through, as far as like if I'm, you know, wisdom, everything, like, you know, anything, and I just create from that. So it's not really like a finding a trend. So if I ever do follow a trend, it's always like a collaborated type thing. Like for instance, the bucket hat. I wasn't just maybe playing bucket hat. I kind of like took the bucket hat, took the emblem from Prada, took the bucket hat because that was the trend. Used. What is it? Damn.
You take your time for this one.
Yo. Cowboy drove it fun.
Just take your time. I want you to get perfect answer.
My memory because
Listen,
I think about too much
don't use
shit.
that as an excuse. I want you to give me. I want you to give people that perfect answer.
I used to go yard.
You said that about 1 time. This nigga remix the fucking.
Come on, man.
This nigga remix the fucking Go Yard. Shout out to Go Yard. You made Go Yard fucking time for you.
You know what you're doing. Anyway, I used the Prada emblem, the bucket hat, Go Yard color pattern, monogram.
Okay.
And I put all that shit together. But I use the ghost as the Dior. How you know how Dior pattern is? I use the same shit. So I basically combined like 3 or 4 things together and created a bucket hat. I wish I had a bucket hat here, but that's how I do things. So like for instance, for the stack pants, I kind of created like camel stack pants with like chrome hearts. You know how chrome hearts is? I did the patches. I used my own patches. So I just stacked all the patches on it, and then people do the cargo pockets and shit. I put a bunch of cargo pockets, so I combined like 4 or 5 different original ideas together. So anytime I make something, it's gonna be like that. Man, you know how it was when you was a fucking kid. You just been going to your pina colada and shit. We made pina colada. We mixing up dirt with all type of shit, just nigga shit. We don't want to do that shit no more. Kids don't even play outside.
Man, shit. Fuck all this shit. You want to talk that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if you can talk this shit. Do you think you're the best in the city? Because that's what the people want to hear outside of the water. Do you think you're the best in the city with this shit? Nah, I don't want to hear that. Do you think you're the best in New Orleans with this shit? We don't want the people. Listen, the people knew you was coming on. They know you was coming on this week. Do you want to know when it comes to design, when it comes to fashion?
I am one of the best.
Is that the humble answer?
That's the humble. That's the humble.
I am one of the best.
I think that's the humble.
That's the humble.
I don't feel it, dog. I don't feel it, dog.
Yeah, that's just me.
I don't feel it, dog.
That is what I do.
So you know you run that shit, dog. Like, you know you run that shit, man. Like, let's not act
No. We not about to.
Let's rewind that motherfucker.
Let's rewind it.
All right, so you're the one of the best. You're the one of the best. You're the one of the best. What is it gonna take for you to really just elevate to the next level and just where it's just okay? Your other peers, they respect you, but they know you're still the best. Cause let me tell you this. Hold up. Everybody in Toronto know Drizzy's the best. They know Drake the best, but they still respect him. What is it gonna take for you to be the best, but the other peers respect you in a way where they like? Torture, take us to the promised land and put your Louis Vuitton. We know you're the best.
Alright,
You know what I'm saying?
that's where we at right now.
That's where we at right
That's what I'm saying. That's what we at.
Okay, go ahead.
We're in
Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. We're in the hood right now. We brought men in the hood to the French Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else ain't never do that. So it's just like
That's an accomplishment right there.
yeah. So that's what we doing. But I mean, at the end of the day, look, it ain't just for me though. Like, even though we here, like, we gotta like I said, we do our own shit. We gonna be the first to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether, you know what I'm saying, we just the first to do that. So anyway, everybody that's behind me, they can use this footprint.
You basically giving these motherfuckers the platform.
Yeah,
That's the blueprint right
You
here.
giving them the blueprint.
Blueprint right here.
Like call it that. Call it that.
That's the blueprint.
We're trailblazing, man.
You like J Rock as well.
Like Jay, bro. I got one question. If somebody out here, they want your clothes, how do they reach you? How do they get their made in the hood shit? Look at that camera and tell them how you get this shit.
Well, if you want to get made in the hood, you can go on my Instagram, TVCHE_. And we got click the link in the bio to venture.com. We changing that to probably, we're gonna change that. Changing it. But to venture.com, and you can get whatever you want that's on that. Now, if you want some custom shit, you can email us, talk to the man, talk to the girl, talk to the
Behind the scenes.
yeah, talk to the girl.
She here, but y'all can't see her.
Email or DM Made in the Hood.
Oh, man.
That's it.
You here, but you can't see her. She like the ghost.
Yeah,
That's why y'all motherfuckers like the ghost for real. Y'all motherfuckers like the ghost for real. You can't hear these motherfuckers.
We know it's there.
But you
can't.
You can't see these
You can't
motherfuckers.
see these motherfuckers. You can hear them.
That's what it
You
is.
They're like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers is like 10 feet away.
Legit, they here.
They legit, they here.
They legit. We almost done. Watch it. I'm a big dog.
Boy, I
What's in your wallet?
Yeah, motherfucker.
I'm on the clip.
Now look, I'm gonna give you the last bit.
Go ahead.
We made it to the 5th round. Hold your cup. It's let me tell you something.
What up,
It's
bro?
only a few that made it to this 5th round.
Damn.
Alright?
You said we not special, but we unique.
You unique. This is
Go.
championship round right here.
It's like
I'm about to make that spin. Here we go.
it's like 43rd.
Here we go, man. Here we go. Let's go. Oh.
Ooh, y'all boys, they want that.
Nah, I won.
Y'all boys, they want that fucking shit. Boys, they want that shit.
Listen.
Man, shit, Tune J, real talk, Lil Wayne, bitch. Real talk, Wayne.
Come on, man.
Real talk, Wayne. Come on, blood. You put the bench on here and endorsing it and yeah. You put the big go ahead and yeah, man.
Those of us who are naive to the fashion industry, who just think it's just short hours and just selling out overnight and doing this, tell the person who about to tap into this life. Tell them what they about to get.
All right, bet. It took 8 years to get right here. Real talk, like. It took 8 years to get right here. It took, even when I was staying with my cousin that made it, that was in the NFL, I was selling shirt to shirt to buy me something to eat. You feel what I'm saying? I could have called that boy and said, man, look, bitch, I need some money. He would have gave me some money, but I was selling shirt to shirt. So in the spring, when the season over, I'm still in college. I went to college out there in Kansas City. I still had to sell shirt to shirt to get something to eat. Made it home. Sold whatever how many shirts I had to sell to get a sewing machine.
Sure.
Did that. I forgot what we're talking about.
I want to show the behind the scenes footage.
You see that face?
He gonna catch that. Don't even worry about that. He gonna
I
catch
do
that.
it to y'all all the time.
You don't think he gonna edit all that?
Don't worry about it.
Keep going.
Don't worry about it. No, you gotta keep that bitch on the show.
He done.
What show are you even on right now?
Listen, he not going to eat after this. He not going to eat after this. Keep
Say,
going.
man,
You want to take
going after this?
Oh.
You don't even know.
Man, on
This
blood.
nigga taking a toast.
Man,
This
we going to
taking a
Houston
toast.
after this,
What the fuck we taking a toast to?
We going to, man, mid the hood. Fuck.
Come on, man.
Man,
Let's
look.
go. Come on, man. All right.
He didn't even say
What's the question? What's the question?
Why you still even know?
Oh, well, that's bad. That's bad. You don't even know the question.
He gonna drink it for no reason.
Oh, shit. Oh, you done did yourself bad. You
No
didn't
reason.
do that.
He ain't even press something here. Come on, man.
You ain't have to do that.
I'm too you,
Let's.
But I did it.
All right, go ahead. Let me show you the tough one. They have guys that design, right?
Yeah.
And you have the guys that design half pieces, and they have the guys that design, right? And like when in the zone. In that spectrum, do you think you could design when you're in your zone? Or you in that spectrum? Like it needs to be the spur of the moment.
The integration.
What is your zone in that spectrum? You take your time. Because when you edit this, it'll be so fun.
Man, put that fucking towel up, boy.
Nobody need to throw in the fucking towel. You might need to be Nick Saban this motherfucker.
Come on, man.
Now look, check this out.
Cause he,
I need you to say the question again.
you didn't even say
Yes.
Alright.
The question that he asked me
Alright,
was some
I'm a-
fucking spectrum on zones. Like,
Yeah,
talking
he
about.
fucked up.
He played football.
Come on, he fucked up. Alright, let me ask you this. Y'all stop.
Where's he going?
Let him get his thing in. Catch this shit, Ray. Ray, catch this shit, Ray.
Where's he going, man? Throw the towel at him.
He gone, man.
That boy says,
Hold up.
Come on, man.
Make
That man
Stop
nigga
laughing.
wanted
Stop
shit,
laughing.
man.
Stop laughing.
Come on,
This shit
man.
funny. Don't make me laugh. Stop. Don't make me laugh. No.
hold on, son.
Hold on, y'all be quiet. Y'all be quiet.
Hold on, real talk, cause my drink already gone. Like, fuck my drunk.
Nah, I still got something left. You're right.
Man,
I still got something
so look, my
left.
people in the back, they laughing and shit too hard. I don't like it. Get them a shot.
No, they need something to drink. No. I've been saying that.
Fuck all that. My people in the back, they taller than laughing, geeky. No, get them boys a shot.
Oh, they.
Everybody gotta get on my. Get them boys. We'll go. We still.
You talk about, you know what I'm saying, we talk about a lot of things. Certain designers and artists like to tap into their different zones of life. When they like to be gone in a whole lot of just go mode. And from that hill to 70s, they like to go mode. And you got certain artists that like to sit back, relax, and just whenever they're ready, they like to tap into the design mode. On the spectrum of that person and this person, who do you see yourself in the middle? You have a balance when you like to design, whether this is a go mode, or just is your energy on your people, or just whatever. What's tune you like for the spectrum?
I think my shit like 24/7. My
Mm,
shit,
that's
yeah, for real. 'Cause like
I mean, this is whatever.
every time we moving around, whatever we doing, like I knew my girlfriend is mad as fuck. I don't think she gonna say. I ain't gonna say she would be mad because she be open ears to all this shit. But I be designing while we out eating in the club, everywhere. Like, man, what the fuck you think about this? This shit fire. I'm saying I'm just showing her and doing shit all the time, 24/7. At our house, we got the fucking sewing machine and everything in the front room by the TV. We only got the TV in the front room. So I'm be at back and forth. So it's just like it's right there. So I really like eat, sleep, shit, this shit. So it ain't really like ever tapping outside of this shit. I'm always doing shit 24/7. When I'm on trips and shit with my partners and shit, we putting this shit on. We all be talking about is, man, what the fuck we gonna do next? Warehouse, big ass stool in the French Quarter. We got the stool. We gotta get the floors done. We gotta get.
You got the floors done.
The floors
You got the floors done. Come on.
The floors not even done, man. We gotta order floors, man. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's 24/7. Everything about this shit until whenever, however. To the next round. Let's go. These niggas about to die.
No.
Him about to
We could go 2 more.
Say, if y'all two don't make it out of these 2, 3, y'all talking about this 2, 3 more.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
taking my
this
fucking
one gonna
clothes
be
back.
different.
Say, check this out. If them boys fall out after this, if they go real talk, I'm letting y'all take these clothes on. If you, man, look.
Cause he done.
Check this out.
Eric.
If you threw up or you threw up after this,
And then I'm throwing it, though. We do this too.
I'm taking my fucking clothes back.
You want?
I'm done. Taking my clothes back. That shit, y'all
Hold
can
on. You
have
want
that
2 more rounds?
shit. Come on. Y'all can have this shit.
Let's go 2 more rounds.
I can make it to 10.
Ooh.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
We done made it to the 6th round.
Oh, we're at the 7.
We're at the 7.
Bro, we had the 7.
Hold on.
I can't go no further.
My bad.
The 7, that's it.
We're at the 7th for my boy, man. We done made it through.
Look, I don't even think G's believe in anything nothing but 7 after 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly. You don't believe in that number. 7.
It's special.
The last number.
I want to tell you why it's special. You got the 7, right?
Yep.
So we made it to the 7th, especially
Yep.
for you.
Yep.
So let's do it. Let's run it.
Let me tell you something. You done made it through. Listen, y'all here made it through all 5 rounds. So it's counting. If we would have had something, we'd take a shot at it. You done made it through something that a lot of people, it's probably like 2 or 3 out of 40 people that made it through. So you're in a room by itself, right? It's gonna be this or that questions, 15 this or that questions. Are you ready, T?
Man, what time it is, bro?
Hey, you ready?
Good.
Ma, what time it is?
I'm ready.
Say that, check this out.
Hold on, which one take a shot out?
Bro,
Find out all 15 real
hold on,
quick.
chill out.
Hold on. T.
No. What club we going to after this? We going to Buckhead and City Ball. My girl is not going where she said she going. She going with me.
Hold up, which one to shot out? Which one to shot out?
Bam,
Babu.
Let's go.
Fuck.
Man, dog, do that shit good. Do that shit good to me, son. Get it to VSOP.
Leave him alone. He's good.
I knew it.
Hold up, we gotta take a shot so we can end this or that. Come on, man. Come on.
Wait, what my shot at, right?
You know where it's at.
Damn, that
Is it's in your spot? Let's go. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's kill it. Let's go. Come on.
Man, bro,
Come on.
I'm saying
Come on.
fucking facts, bitch. When a nigga trying to pull you, boy, you gonna make me
You know what? We got you.
We gotta go.
Streetwear or designer?
Street.
Movie theater or arcade?
Arcade.
Basketball or football?
Football.
Ability to fly or read minds?
Reading. I've been in the 5. Fuck reading. I don't care.
SUV or sedan?
SUV.
Tea or coffee?
T.
Paris or Thailand?
Thailand.
Tacos or wings?
Damn, babe. Fuck. I got to go with the wings, hood niggas.
Rap or R&B?
Rap, for sure.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Hey,
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Reading or writing?
Right.
Money or fame?
Money.
Credit or cash?
Cash. Hood nigga.
I got one more for you, Jalen. Made in the hood or any other brand?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
What they want to know?
What they want to know?
Man, made in the hood, man.
That's everything?
And you finished all 50.
Let everybody know where you at on a platform you at.
Blood fucking smoke,
Let
man.
them know where you at. Let them know where you at.
Hey,
On
look,
platform
check
you
it out.
at. Let them know where you at.
539 Benville, Suite 8. Made in the hood. We turning up. March 21st, that's my birthday. I'm turning 28. We call it 20 skating. Skating on everything. Yeah,
Tell them this shit. shit is real, man. We
Tell me
got
this shit. Tell me this not no elk. Tell me this not no sweet
Say this out,
tea.
say real
Tell
time.
me this not no sweet tea.
Any pussy ass nigga that won't get on quality drinking, don't get on here. Cause you ain't gonna make it, bitch.
Ooh.
You ain't gonna make
You
it.
ain't gonna
bitch.
make it. Tell me this shit real. Let me tell you something. You will like, you will subscribe. Ain't here.
Yep.
I'm saying, let us know you had a good time. You comment on this motherfucker. Yeah,
Shout out to me in the hood. I'm community. I made it out.
We had me in the hood, Miss Rowe. He somebody all set.
No. Let's check it out. Cause y'all think this shit funny. I ain't nigga that's composed as supposed to be. My partners and my girl, they made it out as composed as it's supposed to be. So we gonna make it show.
Y'all like, y'all comment, y'all subscribe, y'all let us know how he did all 5 rounds. We signed up, baby.
Yeah. Him with this fucking fake ass facade, the boy drunk as fuck.
I'm drunk, but I'm gonna let you know I'm drunk. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
The reason why I'm there.
Look where you at though.
All the drinks we was taking.
I was drinking the whole time.
I don't fucking like you was taking all the shots we took.
I'm not supposed
This
to.
nigga know me, I don't like it. You know me.
Hold up, mother. Hold up. Catch this. You like work. Let me tell you something. It's 8 o'clock at night. Let me tell you something. We did this shit.
It's only 8.
Hold up. Record this.
Fucking hoe.
Hold up. We know that. He coming as partners.
I don't care. That's my he knew.
Hold up. Hold up. Listen. We didn't do this shit 10 rounds with a nigga before. What on some tequila? You was telling
No, I gotta go.
no, don't get fooled by your
Hold
partner.
on, 8, 9,
Hold
10
up. Where the camera at? Where the camera at? Hold up. Don't get fooled cause the camera gas you up. These niggas gas you up cause they from your fucking camp. Let me tell you something. We going to Philly next fucking week. Listen. We going to New York.
Nigga, kick a freeze now.
This nigga gonna be the same as you. Listen, let me tell you something.
Spit some, Jay.
Benny the Butcher next week. Hold up. Fuck that. Benny the Butcher. Fuck that.
Spit some, Jay.
Benny the Butcher is next week. We gonna see if you keep that same energy.
Spit some.
I'ma send this to Benny the Butcher after. I'ma send this to all these niggas. These New Yorkers.
This nigga like a 6'7" power forward. Look at him.
Coach, knock the cameraman out. Knock him out. Knock him out right now.